Hello everyone, welcome in Learn CHE. Today we are going to discuss about GATE Chemical Engineering 20 and 22. Here we will discuss what should be your first step for preparing GATE 20 and 22 for a chemical engineering student. Then we will discuss about how should you prepare for GATE 20 and 22 as a chemical engineering student, which books you should follow. We will also discuss about the preparation strategy for a fresher and as well as for dropout and pass out students. Then we will discuss about how should we revise subjects for a GATE, particular the GATE. We will discuss how should we revise and what should be our revision strategy. Then how previous year papers are most important for preparing a GATE chemical engineering, right? Then we will also discuss about the test series importance, and last we will discuss about some important notes which you should follow, right? So before proceeding for the GATE chemical engineering and we see the preparation strategy, I would like to show you some statics of GATE chemical engineering or GATE history, right? I think after seeing that statics, you will be think about the GATE and you will take GATE little bit seriously. Okay, so here is first thing, GATE 20 and 21 paper wise past percentage, where if I talk about the chemical engineering, so you will see here chemical engineering students, right? These are the chemical engineering student, and here is the statistics is that 22.02 students are passed, only passed. Okay, am I talking about here only passed student was 20.02, means out of 100 there was only 20 students who passed or qualified GATE chemical engineering. And in this 20 students, can you just think about it, how many students will those who will be under 100, under 200, under 500 rank and under 1000 rank. So this is the, you can say, the level of GATE. Okay, so before preparing for GATE and before thinking about GATE, you should be well prepared mentally as well, that you are preparing GATE, means you will have to take it seriously, right? And the second statistics which am I taking from the Wikipedia, where you can see that this is the data from 2008 to 2017, where if I talk about in 2017, where registered students was 9 lakh, right? And the appeared student was 7 lakh. Okay, but the qualified students are 1,29,149, means 16% only that is a qualified percentage. So it is, you can say, just you can think out of 100 there are only 16 students who are qualified. So what I want to tell you, I'm not scaring you, I'm just telling you, you will have to serious if you want to prepare for GATE, and if you want to crack it with a good marks, then you will have completely serious. Okay, and you will have to give your 100%. Or I'm not talking about the complete 100%. If you will be serious and your preparation strategy will be well, so you will be definitely qualify GATE with good marks. So who organize the GATE, you should also aware about it. So here are 7 mother IITs, that are IIT Madras, IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Kanpur, IIT Roorkee, IIT Guwahati, and there is Indian Institute of Science, ISC, right? So these are 7 organizations, right, who conduct or who organize the GATE paper, right? So the level of GATE papers are little bit different from your semester papers or other competitive exams paper. Why? Because here they see your presence of mind as well as your ability about to solve the problems, okay, the new problems, or they also see that how you tackle the problems. Okay, because whenever you will solve the GATE paper now, you will understand that paper was very simple, or that questions are very simple if you know the basics behind it, right? If you don't know the basics, so you won't be able to solve that papers. So that's the preparation, or that's the main principle behind the organizing that questions, right? That's the most important thing for a GATE chemical engineering or any paper of a. So the main thing is you should have to know the mentality or the how they structure the paper, that's the most important thing, and you should aware about it, right? If you know the mentality, or if you are mentally prepared that how they prepare or they structure or they organize the paper, then it will be beneficial for you to prepare according to that. Okay, so as a chemical engineer, what should be your first step, or any engineering student? So your first step should be check out the syllabus of GATE chemical engineering, right? So you should have a syllabus of GATE chemical engineering. So you can download the GATE 20 and 21 syllabus, which will be easily available in a IIT Bombay website, right? Why you should have a syllabus? Because in syllabus you should be know that what you have to study or what you do not have to study. That's the most important thing which you should have known. And I see many students are there who did not have syllabus and they are just reading anything, like this. They see the videos on YouTube, and if they photocopy their friends' notes and then they revise it, that's not the proper way, right? You have a syllabus, so you will have an idea how you have to proceed ahead. So that's the most important thing. You should have a syllabus of GATE chemical engineering. Okay, the first step is that. The second step is you should know that who are going to organize the paper when you are appearing for a GATE. So if I talk about GATE 20 and 22, so IIT Kharagpur are going to organize that paper. Okay, so what you have to know that how IIT Kharagpur organize or set the papers. Okay, in the previous times how IIT Kharagpur set the paper, that's the most important thing, because it will tell you that what is the mentality and what is the aim of IIT Kharagpur behind setting or behind organizing the GATE, right? Because if I talk about the GATE 20 and 21, IIT Bombay, when he organized the paper, so paper was little bit lengthy. Okay, if I talk about one questions mark, so that was little bit lengthy. But if I talk about the 2 marks, okay, 2 marks question, that was not too much lengthy. Okay, so that's the thing which you should have to know. If you know already that thing, so you will prepare according to that. And the third one is download the previous year papers. Download the previous year paper from 2001 to 2021. Then go through the previous year papers first, then try to analyze the difficulty level of the exam as per your fundamental knowledge of chemical engineering. What does that mean? It means that you have studied chemical engineering, okay, from your third semester to now whatever semester you are in. So just see the previous year papers, then check out the theoretical questions as well as numerical problems, then analyze as per your knowledge what is the difficulty level of that paper. What it will tell you? It will tell you that how much you have to hard work. You do not have to touch the pen and pencil to solve that problem. You have to just go through. You have to just go through the previous year papers. It will just tell you, GATE is something. Okay, now let's proceed further. How should you prepare for GATE 20 and 22? So I think this is the most important part of your journey for preparing GATE. Why? Because if you know how you have to do, so it will be easy to crack any exam. Okay, and especially if I talk about the chemical engineering, so chemical engineering students, I think there is no good stuff or good books and notes and the videos available for a chemical engineering as compared to other engineering discipline. So you will have to be more aware and more focused. So if you will know that how and from where you have to prepare, to whom you have to follow, then it will not distract you in your journey and you will be focused. So the main thing is you have to ask yourself that how you want to go. Means, what does that mean? It means that do you wanna join offline coaching, online coaching, or you want to go ahead with self-study? So you should have to know, right, how you want to proceed to prepare GATE chemical engineering. If you know that, if you have just selected that I want to get an offline coaching, or right now a COVID situation, so I think the offline coaching will not be available. So, or you want to get an online coaching from any institute, okay, or you want to prepare for self-study. So you should be know about it as per your level, your fundamental, how much the fundamental you have, how good your knowledge in chemical engineering, just proceed and just see that how you want to go ahead. Then suppose if you want to go ahead with any coaching center, so check out the first institute. Okay, then if you want to join that institute, first I would say check the history of that institute. Okay? Just check out the reviews on Google and Quora, and if any students or any your senior who have studied there or joined that institute, so took a review from them, right? That's the most important thing. It will give you some idea about that institute. Otherwise, if you want to proceed as a self-study student, so it would be little bit, like you can say, tough for you. It will not be tough, means if you are joining coaching center, then like in a coaching center you have a clarity that what you should have to study or what you shouldn't have to study. Okay, because their teacher will tell you. Okay, but as a self-study student, you will have to require more focused. Okay, because you do not know what you have to study or what you do not have to study, right? So that's why I am saying that it is little bit tougher for you and you will have to do extra effort for that. So if I talk about the fresher, means those who will give the GATE chemical engineering first time, if you are preparing to self-study, if you are preparing for a self-study, then be attentive, because you will have to give extra time. Simple, because for a coaching center they tell you that you should not have to study this or you do not have to study that. They tell you already, right? Like which questions you have to do from the 11 spells, or which you do not have to do, which books you have to follow, which book you do not have to follow. They already tell you. But for a self-study student, we do not know that, right? So what we do, we study everything. That's not the good approach for preparing GATE. So that's why you would have to give some extra efforts for your preparation. So for a self-study student, you may also stick with some good YouTube channels. Like, so first you have to research. You have to research that what you have to follow and what you do not have to follow. Choose them wisely. Which resources you are going to follow, choose them wisely. Take your time, like 15 to 20 days. First review all the videos. If you are following YouTube videos or some other stuff, so just review them. Ask your seniors or someone who already preparing for the GATE. Okay, then review 15 to 20 days, and after, if you have reviewed, right, if you have reviewed, then completely stick with them. You do not have to defocus, like my dad friend is doing that, or my dad friend is following that YouTube channel. No, you do not have to do that. If you know that YouTube channel is good or best, so just follow that. I think 1 or maximum 2 YouTube channels are enough for following the GATE chemical engineering or any particular engineering, because if you are following everyone, so you won't be able to prepare in a well manner. That's the most important thing, and focus and consistency is the key for preparing the GATE. That's the most important thing. Or I tell everyone, whenever someone asks me about like how should I prepare, so I say that be focused and be consistent. You will be crack GATE. For a dropout student and pass out students, you know that what you have to follow or what you do not have to follow. If you did not know, then I think now you know that what you have to follow. And like in previous time you did not prepared well and your strategy was not good, then you can prepare now. Otherwise, like you have an extra pressure. You have an extra pressure now for qualifying GATE, so you will have to give your extra time or extra effort as well, right? There may be some students who will be joined a company as well, and they will be preparing for a GATE, and there would be some other students who are in a home and preparing for a GATE. So like everyone has a different priority. Okay, so you have to select your priority. If your priority is GATE, then you will have to give maximum time to GATE for preparing or for qualifying that. Now, which books are the best for preparing a GATE chemical engineering? So the first, if I talk about a very important book for GATE chemical engineering, that is chemical reaction engineering. Okay, here I am not telling you how much marks or how many marks which subject contain it. I'll not tell you. I'll just tell you which books you should follow and why should you follow. If I talk about the chemical reaction engineering, this is one of the most important, or you can say the heart of a chemical engineering, and you can say say from this subject you will get or you will find maximum number in a GATE. There are two books which I would like to recommend you, or only two books are there for a chemical reaction engineering mainly. The first one is Octave Levenspiel and the second one is H. Scott Fogler. These are the two books. If I talk about the Fogler, right, so Fogler is simple in language. Okay, if you are a fresher one or the first who are like preparing for a GATE and who haven't studied chemical reaction engineering, first time he or she is studying, so you can go with Fogler or Levenspiel, whoever you want to go. If you have both, then that's a good, because there are many subjects or many topics which is not available in a Fogler, and there are also some topics which is not available in Levenspiel. So both books, if you have both books, that's a good. If not, then you can go ahead with anyone. If so, as I was talking about the Fogler, so it is simple in language. First you can go through the Fogler and then you can follow which one? Levenspiel. Otherwise you can follow both one, right? Both books are awesome and very good. So what you have to do for a GATE, which I would like to tell you, like no need to solve too lengthy problem. Like in Levenspiel you will see that many lengthy problems are there, like diagrams problem which are very lengthy. So in GATE they do not ask very lengthy questions, they ask the conceptual questions. I have already like focusing or giving my pressure on conceptual questions. They always ask conceptual questions, not too lengthy questions they ask. Okay, if they will be lengthy too, so they will be definitely time consuming, so they do not ask that type of question. I am not saying time consuming does not mean that like there should be some question which would be time consuming. They ask that type of question because they want that you waste your time in an exam. But listen, too lengthy means which are generally too lengthy questions, they do not ask that question. They just ask how you are tackling that problem. That's the most important for the preparation, right? The second one is chemical engineering thermodynamics. For chemical engineering thermodynamics there are three books which I would like to tell you. The first one is J.M. Smith, the second one is K.V. Narayan, and the third one is Eunice Essential. Here you may follow anyone, but for a chemical engineering or for a standard book, that is this one, J.M. Smith. This is a standard book or very good book as well for a chemical engineering student. If your chemical engineering or if your thermodynamics is well or good, right, so you should definitely follow this one because the questions are standard here. Like good questions will you be see here. But if you are studying thermodynamics first time, then you can follow chemical engineering thermodynamics K.V. Narayan as well as Eunice Essential. In Eunice Essential you will see the language is too simple and the way of teaching or way of like understanding any concept in Eunice Essential is apart from class. But if you have studied thermodynamics already, then you should be definitely go through the J.M. Smith books and you should solve that problem as well, right? Along with that, you should have to solve the previous year paper of that particular concept or that particular subject as well, right? Now the fluid mechanics, it is also one of the most fundamental subject in a chemical engineering. So for fluid mechanics there are some books. The first one is McCabe Smith, Eunice Essential and Dr. R.K. Bansal. Okay, there may be some other books as well. This is my recommendation. Okay, I would like to tell you one thing for a McCabe Smith, right? This is a blue one, the unit operations of chemical engineering. The McCabe Smith, you must have that book. Why I am saying that? You can say this is a Bible for chemical engineering. As per, I am not telling that this is a Bible. Bible means this book you must have. Why I am saying that? Because in this book you will find many subjects like fluid mechanics, heat transfer, mass transfer, mechanical operation. The first thing. The second thing is that as I observed that in a GATE, right, frequently from unit operations of chemical engineering you will see one or two questions. That's why I am saying that you must have this book and you should study this book. You should study that book if you are like in a third semester, fourth semester or fifth or sixth. So if you have this book or if you do not have this book, you should study this book. That is must from my side. And the second thing is, if the language of this book is little bit like you can say good, so what you can do if you are studying first time fluid mechanics, so you can go through the Essential or R.K. Bansal, whatever you want. And the same thing is Essential's language is too good, okay, and as well as R.K. Bansal language is also good one. And if you like you have understand the concept from here, then you can solve the questions from Maccabi-Smith as well as from the previous year paper. Now, mass transfer operator, one of the core subject of chemical engineering after chemical reaction engineering. So for mass transfer there are many books. The first one is like B.K. Datta, Maccabi-Smith, as I told you earlier, Robert E. Trebol. This book, I think you would have heard this name, Robert E. Trebol, and the fourth one is Richardson, right? So as per my recommendation, okay, if you are studying mass transfer first time, so go through the very basic book. I think the B.K. Datta will be good for you. If you have already studied mass transfer, then you can go ahead with Richardson, otherwise unit operation of chemical engineering. These two books are good for a GATE. Okay, you do not need to follow Trebol, okay, but if you want to study, so you can study and you can solve the problem of Trebol. But I think in Trebol its language is tough, okay, its language is really tough. Our ultimate aim is preparing for GATE and qualifying GATE with a good mark. Our like aim is not that we have to master, we do not have to get a master degree in a GATE. No, what we have to do, we have to crack a GATE with good marks. So I think instead of following Trebol, you can just follow Richardson as well as unit operation of chemical engineering. Or if you are studying mass transfer first time, so you can go ahead with B.K. Datta or like Narayana as well, right? But if your like mass transfer knowledge is good, right, then you can follow Trebol. It's a good book. I am not saying that it is not good book. It's a fantastic book, but for GATE preparation, I think you should avoid it. Now for heat transfer operation, here is some books like J.P. Holman, Maccabi-Smith again, and the Eunice Sanger. So J.P. Holman, okay, this book is good one for practicing the questions and for the concept, and after that Maccabi-Smith. So what you can do, you can just follow Holman, J.P. Holman, then you can follow the unit operation of chemical engineering, or simultaneously you can follow these two books along with previous year papers. What you can do one thing as well, like those subjects which are common in other engineering branch, like if I talk about the heat transfer, fluid mechanics, then engineering mathematics, GATE aptitude, and thermal engineering or thermodynamics. So what you should have to do, you can download their syllabus, sorry, not their syllabus, their previous year papers as well, and you can also solve that papers as well. What will happen that your clarity will be enhanced after it. Now process dynamics and control in GATE 20 and 21, from this subject there was lots of questions. So for PDC, okay, and IPC, there are two books, okay, mainly two books you will see in the market. The first one is Kufner and the second one is Stephanopoulos. So my first choice will be Stephanopoulos, right? Definitely Stephanopoulos, because its language is wow, good one. Then you can follow Kufner too. I think for a process dynamic control, the first portion, okay, if you will simply understand the process dynamic control, it's an easy, but the important part for a GATE, I think it is stability criteria, okay, Bode's diagram, okay, Bode's diagram which we say, and Routh array and walls, okay, like in walls you will see the air to open and air to close walls along with basics. So these things are, I think, the most important thing, and you will definitely see like I think 2 to 3 marks from there definitely every year, from the stability criteria, Bode's diagram, Routh array, and from wall. So these are the two books which you can follow for the PDC, and my recommendation will be Stephanopoulos. Now for a chemical technology, okay, this portion is like, this subject is very easy and you do not have to follow any book, but if you want to follow, then you can follow the Dryden. But my personal choice will be like, you do not have to follow any book, okay. If you are like, if there is someone, your friend, like who had a coaching notes, so you can read that notes. Otherwise you can also see the lecture from NPTEL. Otherwise if you want to go through the books, so definitely you can follow the Dryden. Now the 4 process calculations. Otherwise for the chemical technology, if you will solve the previous year papers now, so it will be enough for you to prepare for a GATE 20 and 22. Now for process calculation, this is the, like you can say, the base of chemical engineering, because we study this subject in our 3rd semester, and for a GATE you will see that only I think 2 to 3 marks which you will see from this subject, And what I want to tell you that if you want to cover this subject, if you are covering this subject, that's a good one, because it will enhance your practice. And for this subject you can follow KV Narayana. This is a good book and the simple in language as well, and along with that you can solve the previous year questions. That's all. That's the enough for you. And you know, the main advantage of this book is it will familiar you with unit and conversion. Okay, that's the main and the best advantage of process calculation subject. Now the next subject is mechanical operation. Okay, so again McCabe Smith, or unit operation of chemical engineering. So for mechanical engineering you should follow McCabe. You can simply go with this book, otherwise you can follow the notes, or as I have told you earlier, you can also follow some good YouTube channels. Also, there are many YouTube channels which you can follow. Otherwise, you can solve the last previous year papers, like 30 years or 20 years. It will be more than enough for solving the MO gate questions for you. Now for the plant design and economics. You know, in gate 20 and 21, I think more than 8 marks from this subject. Okay, it was underestimated subject, and this year in 20 and 21, everyone was shocked when we see the too much questions from the here. Okay, 20 and 21. So from this book I will also say that whether you can follow the Peters, Max X, Timmer Hawks books, otherwise you can take the notes. You can take the notes from someone and you can solve the previous year paper. It will be more than enough for you to solve the plant design and economics questions and papers. The most important thing is you should have to know that what is the design pattern of IIT Kharagpur. Okay, if you know that, so your preparation strategy will be simpler. Now for engineering mathematics and gate aptitude, you know, this subject engineering mathematics and gate aptitude are journal for other branch as well. So what you have to do, you have to also see that gate chemical engineering mathematics and other branch who has same syllabus, you have to download it, and for gate aptitude as well, and you have to solve that previous year questions paper as well. So for gate chemical engineering is simple. Okay, which they ask the question, that questions are I think the simple to moderate, and if you solve the all previous year papers of all branches, so it will be more than enough for you. It also depends upon your base in mathematics as well. If your engineering mathematics is not good, let me in the comments box. I'll make the separate video for you how can you improve your mathematics or engineering mathematics, and you can prepare for the gate. Otherwise you can follow some YouTube channels. Okay, that YouTube channel will be like good for you. If I give you the one name, then that name will be Gurupal sir in Gate Academy. I think for a engineering mathematics, I think that person will be best for you. Otherwise you can follow BS Garewal as well. Okay, now for journal aptitude, you know, RS Agarwal is a all-time favorite for everyone. Otherwise you can solve the all previous year papers. Otherwise you can follow the one YouTuber, that is Saurabh Thakur, for a gate aptitude. You know, these two subjects which students like prepare in a later time. Okay, and that's how these two questions or these two subjects carry 28 marks, approx 28 marks in a chemical engineering. What you can do, these two subjects are those subjects which you should prepare along with other subjects, like along with other technical subjects. So do not avoid them and do not think that I'll prepare these subjects in later after November and December. No, you should have to prepare that subject along with your technical subject. It will be best approach for you. And from this subject, just see here, if there's 28 marks which you are getting from the engineering mathematics and journal aptitude, and if you got 25 marks, so it will be like wow factor for you. Okay, so do not do that. And I see the many query from the students, and they say that sir, for engineering mathematics and journal aptitude we started late, and that's why we did not get a good marks. Now listen, after selecting the books which you want to follow, which books you want to follow, which resource you want to follow, which YouTuber you want to follow, you are going to follow them and just stick with that, right? Just follow blindly. Just do not go again with another books and another resources. If your student is following someone else, please do not do that. If you will do that, so for this year you won't be clear GATE, right? Yes, you can do one time or two time, okay, because suppose if you have selected wrong one, so you can just change it, but again and again you are doing that because you are just manipulated by someone. That's not the good strategy for you. Now what should be your aim? Your first aim should be revise that topic which you have studied. Then do not forget to practice previous year questions paper. Like time to time or simultaneously you have to revise the subject as well as you have to revise the previous year questions. Okay, do that. Like if you have covered 20%, 30% of the syllabus, just try to solve the GATE previous year paper. Just try to revise every day. Every day means every day. Try to fix the time. Okay, that's the most like in a weekend you can solve the previous year papers. What for the revision? Do revision every day. Before going to bed, do revision. That's the most important thing if you want to prepare or if you want to clear GATE. How should we revise subjects for a GATE? This is one of the most important questions which student asked. How should we revise the subject? So listen, whatever subject you are preparing, okay, like suppose if I am preparing CRE, like I just thought that today or from today I'll start from the CRE. So what I have to do, like which portion today I cover, before going to bed I'll revise that subject. I can revise the first thing I can revise, okay, then I can make the short notes as well. That's the two important thing. Like if suppose I have studied today kinetics, chemical kinetics, so what I'll do, first I'll revise the chemical kinetics which I have studied today, and after that I'll go for the short notes. That's the two things which is most important which you should do. And if you have the proper planning, then the aim for cracking GATEs with good marks will be easy. If you are not preparing or if you are not revising your subject, definitely I am telling you, after the time or when the GATE exam will come, it will be burden for you and it will not give you any benefit in your GATE exam if you do not or if you are not revising your subjects. So that's the most important thing, to revise the subject. Please revise again and again. Now previous year papers, okay, why I am emphasizing more on previous year papers or revising? Because that's my personal experience, man. It is most important. Now what you should do, the first you should solve the previous year paper from 20 and 21, okay, from 20 and 21 to 2001. What is that? Means from 20 and 21 to 20 and 20, then 2019, 18. From this order you have to go 2001, okay, because you will see the pattern which is the latest pattern that GATE is following. Okay, that's why I am saying that from 20 and 21 to 2001 you should have to follow the previous year paper and you have to solve that paper. The first thing is from where you can get the paper. The first link is which I'll give you in the description box, that is unitoperation.com. From there you can download or you can see your previous year papers. You can get the previous year papers, and they have also solved the papers and their study materials as well. And I think here's a subscription, okay, so you can just subscribe the subscription. That's the good website which I personally see. And the second thing is you can just buy the M. Subbu books, which this one is, okay, which you can see here. This book is also like good one, okay. Whether you can like buy this book, otherwise you can buy the previous year booklets from any institute, otherwise from the Arihant. Like you will see here some error, but I think this book is good one and there are minimum errors. Or for if I talk about the M. Subbu, so M. Subbu is like, if you have to practice more and more questions now, then you should definitely buy M. Subbu book. Otherwise you can just go with the previous year booklets as well. That will be also more than enough. Then what should be your aim? Your aim should be try to understand the pattern of GATE chemical engineering question. If you crack that pattern, so it will be easy for you to set your mentality, like what should be the paper and how can the paper can be set. Now if you have understood the pattern of the GATE chemical engineering, then analyze like which type of questions they are asking, then try to develop your mentality according to that. When you will have solved on the previous year papers, you can like you can just go for the one more time as well. Otherwise what you can do, you can solve the 90s paper, like 90s, like from 2000 and like 90s, 91 to 2000, okay, and 19 and 99, you can solve 90s paper as well. It will also strengthen your practice. Now the one of the also most important thing is test series. Test series are most important, okay. Like I see the many students who do not give the test series. Why? Because they say I do not have the time, and someone said that I'll give later, and the later is never comes, okay. And tomorrow, like say that tomorrow is never comes, the same thing is tomorrow never comes. So what you should do, if you have covered 2 or more than 2 subjects, okay, if you have covered, then start giving test, okay. Just try to give the test. You can try to give test like subject wise, topic wise as well, okay. Do not give the full line test, okay, that will not be beneficial initially. You can go ahead with topic wise and subject wise, then in a later stage you can give the full length test. After some time, like when you will have covered more than I think 4 subjects, then you can give the full line test. Now what should be your strategy, that when you are giving the test, you know why we give the test? Because in GATE chemical engineering, our strategy or our preparation should be more than enough to solve the problems within time, okay. Sometimes what happened, like we know the problem we can solve, but we do not have the time. Test series will make you strong enough to solve that 65 questions within time. That's the most important thing. And from November, okay, it's compulsory to give the test, okay. It's compulsory. Within week, give 3 and 4 tests. Analyze them, which mistakes you are doing. Write down your mistakes in short notes or notebook, okay. Then try to minimize them. Then try to attempt all questions, all those questions which are right, not those questions which are wrong. Try to attempt good questions and try to attempt those questions which are right and which you know that I am right here. Try that questions. Now the most important note which you should follow from my side, first thing is write your mistakes, okay, in the short notes, and before like going to study and before going to bed and before writing a test series, again and again read your mistakes and try to minimize your mistakes. What it will do, it will minimize your mistakes, like when you will give the test in a later stage, and in GATE chemical engineering it will definitely negligible your mistake. Now you must revise, okay, you must revise all subject more than thrice. Please do that. Please do that. Do not do that. I'll revise later or just revise on. No, please do not do that. If you want to sincerely crack GATE 20 and 22, then please revise more than thrice, minimum thrice, otherwise more than thrice. Be consistent. Do not stop your preparation. Sometimes you will be demotivated. Sometimes you will see that I'm not able to crack the GATE. Please do not do that. If you have any questions, any demotivation, let me in the comments box. Let me anywhere in the social media of Learn CHE. But please be consistent, be focused. You will definitely crack the GATE. Go ahead, okay, step by step, like slow steps. If you are a turtle, that's the good. Do not become the rabbit, okay. Just go ahead with slowly. You will definitely crack the GATE. If you will go faster, then it may happen that you could be just tired and you may be like panic and you may be give up. But just go slowly. Be consistent, be meditate, crack the GATE. And the most important myth is that in a student, and they say that, or they like feel that I'll cover all the subject within 3 and 4 months, and then I'll give the test, then I'll revise. That's not the good strategy, okay. Please do not do that. If you are thinking that you will crack GATE within 3 or 4, this is an exception. I'm not saying that it couldn't happen. It could happen, but this is exception. Please do not do that. If you have enough time to prepare GATE, then please start from now. Make your strategy, follow your strategy. Do not follow anyone other strategy. I'm not saying that you to follow my strategy. I'm just saying that learn from this video and then make your own strategy. Go gradually along with consistency. That's the another most important thing, okay. Do not follow anyone blindly. What I said like earlier, do not follow me as well. Just learn from there. Just learn from the basics. Just learn from the toppers interview. then make your own strategy, then go ahead. That's you can crack the gate and you could get the good rank, you can get the good PSU, good IITs. And I think this video would help you. If this video help you, then you can subscribe my YouTube channel, you can share this video, you can like this video. If you have any doubt, then you can let me in the comments box. If you have any doubt in any topic, you can also let me in the comments box. So that's all for the today's video. Thank you. God bless you.